just like, there's still this part of me that's like, fuck, should I be a creative? Am I doing the right thing? Is this energy work insane, or am I on to something massive right now? And what about business? Am I actually capable of succeeding in business to the levels that I would like to be? What is the point of all this? What happens when I die? All this stuff. Am I going to look back and regret? Am I going to sit on my deathbed and ask myself, what if? It's May 11th, 2019, and a lot has been on my mind the past week. I haven't done a ton of recording, but trying to just get caught up because I just hate being behind so much. However, I have the topic of entrepreneurship very top of mind right now. Specifically, this idea that people like to throw us in a box, and then it's like this boxing effect where people just like to label us and then move the fuck on. And I feel like people don't want you to reinvent yourself. It's very uncomfortable for people to have to place you in a completely new box, and like it just requires a lot of cognitive energy, if you will, to reevaluate you and place you in a new box in their mind. And related to this completely is this idea of self-awareness being in the past. I'm just thinking a lot about specifically the idea of how does one know if they're an entrepreneur before they're an entrepreneur? How does one know if they're a musician before they're a musician? Like, how do you know you don't have to go through that painful period where you're building skill and evolving? Like, I don't think people are necessarily born, I don't think people are born great. I mean, I feel like they have natural inclinations. Natural inclinations, special brain wiring that gives them special advantages. But I feel like everyone has these advantages, so it's hard for me to just sit here and be like, entrepreneurs are born. Or I feel like it's more black and white with singing and music and stuff like that. But at the same time, I just do feel like part of it is that skill building period where you go from zero to hero, if you will. And I'm not sure, I don't know like what Beyonce sounded like, but there's so many stories of people that start out and they're like the worst at what they do, and they become great through practice and development of the skill. So it's just like tough for me sometimes to wonder, am I doing the right thing by pursuing entrepreneurship? Will this age properly? Am I just fooling myself? There's a lot of that type of stuff. And the main focus I'm at right now, which is I feel like everyone has these special advantages, if you will. I don't know if I necessarily want to call it gifts, but you could use that word. Skills. I feel like everyone is just capable if they leverage what they currently have. I mean, you can go about it in a way where you aim to change a lot of things and you just like are so set on fixing your weaknesses. And I think it's important to leverage both your strengths and your weaknesses, meaning double down, triple down on your strengths, and then try to fix the things that are really killing you in terms of weaknesses. And then surround yourself with people who have strengths in those departments. That's kind of like the main thing right there. Try to surround yourself with people and leverage things in a way where you can make those weaknesses okay to have and not burdensome. It's really just a game of self-awareness. But yeah, where my head's at though with self-awareness is like, people spend so much time looking back with the self-awareness thing, and it's just like, how the fuck do you know until you know? Like, I feel like you need to test and experiment with things to truly find out. And like in reality, I could sit here and be like, yo, I'm not an entrepreneur, but there's this part of me that's like, but what if you are? And I feel like I just have to chase that. I don't really have a choice, because I can't look back and be like, oh, I was an entrepreneur but I didn't do that. I just feels awful in my gut as I even say that. So yeah, I'm just thinking a lot about that, and thinking about the fact that I wonder how many people are psyching themselves out because they don't go through that testing period and they choose to just look at the past without remembering that the future is completely different. And I also wonder how much of this is in our dome and in our beliefs, and how much of this can we change? How much of our brain wiring can we affect? There's so many questions here that I'm wondering right now. And yeah, I wish I had my notes because I think I had more to cover, but my phone just died. My second phone, that is. And yeah, there's just a lot on my mind regarding that, especially with truths and lies right now, as I am gaining a shit ton awareness about myself, my limiting beliefs, where I have to grow, and all types of stuff like that. It's just amazing what sort of bullshit we buy into. I just decided to check my notes real quick and gain a few more insights on what I wanted to talk about because my phone died, or my second phone, that is. And another point I wanted to cover, which is becoming an entrepreneur late. So I feel like a lot of people have success out the gate and they're like early successes, but the idea of reinventing myself is so interesting. Like, why the fuck can't you do things late? I was listening to, I think it was Trey Radcliffe is his name, a podcast with him. He started being a photographer at like 35. It's crazy. I love how late that is. And it's equally early as fuck. But a lot of people have a ton of years behind them. And I just feel like anyone can reinvent themselves if you just choose to not participate in the boxes that people choose you to be in. And equally remembering that these boxes are just in our minds, they don't actually exist, and that we are multifaceted. We do not have just one thing. We are not our job or our current thing. We can choose to be really whatever. You might be bad at first. I'm again going back to what I was saying earlier. It might be bad. It might not be your thing, but at least you tried and had fun with it and all that stuff. And for me, there's still this part of me that's like, fuck, should I be a creative? Am I doing the right thing? Is this energy work insane, or am I on to something massive right now? And what about business? Am I actually capable of succeeding in business to the levels that I would like to be? What is the point of all this? What happens when I die? All this stuff. Am I going to look back and regret? Am I going to sit on my deathbed and ask myself, what if? Like all of these types of things. But yeah, I would love to inspire people by creating a story that shows people that you can succeed in entrepreneurship and that all these entrepreneurs are actually broken as fuck, including myself and everyone else. And that I feel like long term, I would like to create a narrative of you just have to surround yourself with the right people to counteract those weaknesses and leverage your strengths and just pay attention to yourself. You be self-aware, and ultimately anything is a strength or a weakness. Is up to you what you want to make it. All these things are neutral. You just have to decide. I feel like everyone's uniquely capable in their own certain way, and they will create different results in a good way. And that's very interesting to me. Using what we have, and I think we already have everything that we already need. It's just a matter of leveraging it effectively and then changing things where we want to and tweaking things. So ultimately right now, I just know what I care about most right now is playing the game. I love that so much. Playing the game, impacting, making a ton of money, doing the right things, inspiring people, having a huge impact. All these things, man. Yeah. Though I have doubts at times, I feel like long term I will figure it the fuck out and have infinite, amazing success, and take it one day at a time, and I'll get there eventually, and enjoy the process in the meantime, because if I forget to do that, it is all worthless, because the journey truly is the reward. If you wait to the end destination to be happy, you will wait forever, because there is no destination. There's just a journey. It's a never-ending climb, and loving that climb is the fucking win. Anyways, that is enough for now. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate your attention. I hope this brought an insight or two, and I hope it helps you level up a little bit in your life. And if you liked it enough, please share it with a friend. If you thought it earned a like, a comment, a share, a a subscribe, a follow, any of these things, please do so. Again, if you felt it earned it. And as always, my name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later. Hi, how's it going?